What is up, my fellow creepers and things that go bump in the night? Welcome back to yet another episode of Creature of the Night. It's your boy, Toxin. You should know this by now. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell to let you know every time I upload so you can keep up to date with me, guys. Let's fucking get on this shit. So, depending on when I uploaded this, why would I say that? Because why would I upload it out of order? Anyway, disregard that. But I did the first one. Let's do the second one. 2021. Don't Breathe 2.
He's gonna come for me.
Okay, so for the first one, this guy, he was the fucking villain. We hated him through the whole thing. He was a piece of shit. We were hoping he would die. At first, we felt sorry for him. You know, the whole losing his child. You know, that's enough to break any man. You know, take away a man's child, you've given him truly nothing to live for. So I mean, I don't agree with what the hell he did, but I understand, you know, the grief and like how he went about it to deal with his own shit. But the act in the end was fucking wrong. So now this one, me and Moon we actually went to the theaters to go see it. They are open again, guys. I know a lot of places, like it's really weird now because we don't know what the hell's going on with the Delta and all that. There's a lot of places it seems like it's closing down, but at the same time it seems like a lot of places are still active. So I don't know, you just gotta be safe in your area, guys. And a lot of people who are vaccinated are actually getting it, so just be careful, guys. You know, again, just, you know, stay safe. That's all I can say. I don't know about, it's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you something that I don't do. I don't wear masks, so just be safe. But anyways, back to the film. So this one, me and Moon were actually expecting to, okay, we're gonna hate this guy again. You know, maybe he tracked down that chick. How did he do it? You know, he's blind, whatever. First off, it total 180 from what the hell the first one was. We see that he has a daughter now, and we're like, oh shit, he kidnapped another girl, he got her pregnant. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what happened? And he's actually training her to be like him. Again, he's like a Vietnam vet, so he's a Vietnam Marine. So it's like he's training her, giving her all the training that he did. So like there's survival tips and shit like that. Like even how we see he's having the dog chase her. He's having Shadow chase her, and she has to get away and get the gun, and he goes over there and tries to take the gun out of her hand and ends up taking it. Okay, you failed this mission. I ended up with the gun in my hand. So so I already know this chick is gonna be badass because this dude's fucking badass in that aspect. Again, we were just going into it to, you know, hey, we're gonna hate this guy again. He's a piece of shit, but we actually see that there's people breaking into his houses now, and what's scary most is because through the whole thing we're kind of hearing about this doctor who is in organ trafficking, and it mostly goes after children doing organ trafficking. So now we see this guy is like she gets cornered in the bathroom, but thank God Shadow's there to scare him off. And and that's another thing too. Like she's out on a damn job run because of that. Like I guess the old man has like some kind of like plant business going on or some shit like that. So again, I don't know what the hell's going on. We're like really lost. Like we're really confused while we're watching what the hell's going on. But you know, he takes care of his daughter, trains her right, and we see that these guys actually follow her home to find out where she's at. They kill the lady that's helping him, and she's actually a Marine as well, and they fucking bash her in the head with the damn hammer. Fucking gruesome shit. The opening scene, I'm jumping around, guys. If you're not used to it, I apologize. But the opening scene is we see this little girl walking from a fire, and she just collapses in the street. So we like, again, it's from the very get go, we're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how did we get to this point? But now, first off, Shadow dies. Didn't like that fucking part. Didn't like that they killed the dog, sniped him, and then now they're breaking into the house to go get this chick, and she's sneaking around like a goddamn ninja, which is fucking dope. Trying to hold her own, getting into the box, and he figures out that Shadow is shot. He goes back to his house and is already kind of manhandling the people. The shit that he did to the first one where he super glued his mouth shut and super glued his nose shut, so he's over there fucking suffocating, and they have to get a screwdriver, poke it through the side of his mouth so he can breathe through that hole in his mouth, so they can open it up and open up his lips and open up his nostrils again so he can breathe properly. Fucking insane. So and obviously these people didn't know who they were fucking with because they see it on the wall that he's a Marine. So like, okay, you know, now let's see what's going on. He tells her to get in the box, and it's this badass like metal. It looks like a mini like container, freight container, like the trucks that you see hauling. So, but she just locks herself in. It has a little place where she can breathe air, but like it's impenetrable. But they start filling it up with a water hose, and that I was like, oh shit, how the fuck is this? You know, what's gonna happen? The old man goes down. Again, he looks way older in this one too, so he goes down into the the basement to deal with this built fucking dude, and kind of handles his own. I just want to point that out. Ends up like blowing him up with this gas container. I forget what kind of gas it is, that he lights it on fire and blows the shit out of him, and he's fucking there like burnt and crying. And that's when we find out that the guy, because she has this little weird gray patch in her hair, they don't know where it's from, and one of the guys takes off his beanie and sees a little gray patch too, and he's like, hey, I'm actually your dad. He actually kidnapped you, this and that and the third. You know, there was a fire that's where he had to have found you, and he's been lying to you. But she doesn't know who to believe. She doesn't know what the hell's going on, and it kind of makes sense why he never lets her out of the house. You know, hey, anybody can identify her. Why she's not allowed to go to school. Why he barely wanted to let her go on that job run, which ended up bringing these people to the house. Just saying, well, I kind of see his point, but whatever. A lot happens just from the get-go, like just from that, when they already are trapping him in the house. Again, she doesn't know who to believe, so she's kind of just going on her own, but they're still trying to kill this guy because, you know, hey, you know, you took my daughter or whatever. And it's cool when he sends the dog on his own personal dog onto the old man to go kill him, obviously, and he ends up, like, you know, locking him behind his the old school bed springs and behind a wall, keeping him there. And then they light the fire to the house, and we're like, dude, there's the fucking dog's in there. What the fuck is going on? Like, how, like, why would you do that? And he ends up having to go back up there to save the dog because he loves the dog, because he doesn't even want to pull the trigger when he has a chance to kill the dog. And it was just a lot. So that's when he figures out excuse me. That's when he figures out, like, hey, you know what, I could use the dog to tell him to go home, because they end up getting the girl and going back to, like, this abandoned hotel. And we see that her mom is actually still alive. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm actually your mom. What he's telling them is the truth. He tells her real age, her real birthday, her real name. And, you know, this is what happened with, like, there was a huge fire. And the way she describes the fire, you know, like, from what we got to it, and then it's confirmed later on that they're meth dealers, and they were cooking in the basement, and something happened to where an explosion happened, and it actually ended up burning the mothers all insides. So the only reason they go fucking go rescue their daughter is because they want to take her heart and put it in the mom. Just because she's the meth cook. That's the only reason they want to do it. Like, without her, I guess the recipe is fucking gone. I don't fucking know, but that's still fucked up. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so he makes the dog go take him back to the hotel, and he slowly starts picking them off one by one. And, you know, again, in every gang, there's always that one person who has a conscience. It's this Mexican dude, you know, once he goes toe-to-toe with one of the guys and kills him, he's like, hey, this is what's going on. He goes down there to go investigate, and with 3 other guys, and it's so fucking dope when he's laying in the water, and 3 of them step into the water, and it sends the wave to his hand. So 3 different waves. So okay, 3 different people, pa, kills them. Fucking insane. This is so fucking dope. This guy is like the real life Daredevil. Is so incredible. And that's when the Mexican dude tells him, hey, this is what's happening. This is why we got her. Like, this is where you can go to go get them directly. And obviously, like I said earlier with the organ trafficking, they actually have the doctor on their side so he can do this fucking heart transplant to save the stupid bitch. Again, you fucked up your own life. Don't take it out on your kids, okay? Just saying. But once he makes it to like the final showdown, it's a really quick movie. It's a lot faster than the first one was, in my opinion. There's already like down to the conclusion where they're gonna fight in this abandoned pool area, an empty pool that's really, really deep. You see where this is fucking going. Big shout out before I get to that. I thought it was so dope that I don't know if anybody else recognized it, but I definitely recognized it. There was a part where he's talking to the Mexican dude, obviously before they go down into the basement to investigate. The leader's telling him, he's like take everyone and go down there. And that's when the Mexican dude's like, well, how many people you want me to take? And he turns around and yells, everyone! That was a bit, in my opinion, that was a homage to Gary Oldman's character in Leon the Professional. Hopefully I found clips of them where I can point it, I can, you know, show it where it's going down, where I think the story goes where Gary Oldman was trying to make the sound guy laugh and he could never make him laugh. So there was a part where they're going after the assassin and they're corrupt cops. So maybe I should review that one too later on. We'll see. Maybe that's another one. Maybe that's something for the movie Mafia. That's a new show that's about to come out on my channel. Keep an eye on that. where he's like he needs, so he's like call all the police force, the SWAT team, everyone, and he's like, well, how many do you want to call? And he turns around and he yells, everyone, and it was so loud that it distorted the sound, and the fucking sound guy started busting out laughing. I believe that's how the story goes. I could be getting it wrong. So I saw it side by side. I was like, hey, that's what like Gary Oldman did. So I thought it was pretty fucking dope. Anyway, the old man goes toe to toe with the dad, kind of beats the shit out of him. He makes it foggy again. He puts you in his element. Like, this is how I see, so now you're gonna see. So it's foggy. All you see is this kind of sun, but you don't see nothing. The fog is so thick. He just starts shooting. He ends up shooting his wife that's in the wheelchair, and she's a mechanical wheelchair. So she starts rolling down, and the daughter is handcuffed to her. So they're hanging over the edge of this deep ass pool, and she has to chop her hand off. Doesn't get to, collapses, whatever. It's just fucked up. I don't know how she lived. Even the impact, just saying, just how fucking far down it happened. And oh man, he pulls a 28 Days Later. If you don't know that movie either, you're fucking behind. Just saying. Where he's like, now you're gonna see where I'm gonna see again, the same line where he fucking gouges out his eyes. And again, he collapses, and we think he's dead, but he ends up the old man ends up taking another fucking sword to the goddamn chest, and ends up dying from that. And the Phoenix is the little daughter's. She ends up having to kill her own dad and sends him down to the pool too, and dies next to his fucking bitch wife. Just saying. And it's cool that the old man made a homage. Like, hey, like, or made peace. Like, hey, what he said was right, but I loved you. And she, seeing what you came from. This is like, he was the better parent. So again, it was really hard to like this fucking guy because we hated him so much from the first one. But damn, this movie did so badass. 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10 for me, guys. Go check it out on theaters. I believe it's on HBO Max. If not, let me know where you found it. The comments below. Yeah, guys, if you're not sinning, you're not having fun. Beware the moon, guys.